Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to use the walls or how to make walls in Revit. First, you have to go to the floor that you want to make the walls on. And then you have to import the AutoCAD files as I showed in the previous video. You have to go to Manage. You can use Manage link and go to CAD formats and add your floor plans, or you can go to Insert and use Manage link or like CAD, preferably Manage links or import CAD. Actually, wait, use link CAD. And then to the floors. In my opinion, I prefer doing the floors before. And then you have to go to architecture. Have the floor open that you want, and then go to walls. You can press on this and press on architecture, or just press on it directly. It will give you this. Ideally, I choose the big lines and I just pick the lines that I want. This. Or if I have straight lines, then I'll just use the straight line option. If that seems easier. Usually I use these two. I don't usually explore the rest of them that much because usually I don't need to. You can really do things fast with big lines. It makes your life really fast. So ideally, if I have to do this, I have glass. These are curtain walls. So I'm going to show them later because they're a bit different. Ideally, after pressing on walls, I have to put my top constraint. So I'll put my top constraint as the first floor since I'm working on the ground. Usually, automatically, it tends to be unconnected. Unconnected, and in that case, it makes it gives your walls a height of 8 meters. So if your first floor is above that, then below that, then it will cut through the floor, which is not okay. It will give you warnings when you're doing the floors on the top floor. So you have to. I did it once before, that's why it's there in the settings. Okay, first I'll show it again. I'll just choose one of the basic, like empty. You can choose any one of them, but I prefer making my own because you'll have more control over your wall. Just choose the generic 200. Press edit type, duplicate my generic or my exterior wall, but you name them as exterior and interior because they'll have different thicknesses. Exterior wall, and put the thickness when you're naming the wall. Yeah. Yeah, I have one with this. Exterior wall, only this. Edit type. It tends to look like this. Just insert 2 more. You can move them up and down. This one is the structure part, the center one. So for the central part, I'm going to put bricks. Just try CMU, concrete masonry units. And this one you can change it to finish one. And change this to finish one or finish two. I'll name it. I'll make it finished one. This you want to paint or something like that. Let me make it something that will make it look different so I can't see it while I'm working. I want this. And this one, put thickness of 0.025, and this one 0.025. Since I made it 0.3 there, I'll put 5 here, so it will be 0. This one is the inner finish, so that will be paint. I want to make my own paint, so my inner finish. Okay. And then appearance, put red or yellow. Something weird, so you can't see it when I'm showing it. Yellow. I'll put it as render appearance so I can get the proper part. Let's go to preview and see. This is the outer finish. This is the structure part, and this is the inner walls. Change this to both. It's basically showing you if this option is basically to let you wrap the finishes when you come to an intersection. So make this one exterior because typically that's how it should be. Okay. So now I'm going to choose pick lines and like this. Usually it tends to be in course, so you can't see anything, so change it to fine. You can change it to like this one. These two are almost the same. If you have these, then when you choose pick lines or you're drawing, it will choose the point that you're drawing on as the center. So if I want to like from this, I can do it like this, or I can do like that either. Yeah, it will give me more since they're overlapping, but get the point. And now I'll show you the rest of the options. You can use this one and just draw a rectangle if you have a rectangle. And say, for example, if you're drawing them individually and one of the walls are flipped like this, like the inner finish is outside, you can just select that wall, go to the floor plan and flip it with this arrow. One important thing that you should do before doing all of this is that when you go to the ground floor and start with the wall and you put the finish and everything, you should make sure to put the top and base constraint. The base constraint will be the ground floor, the floor that you're drawing on, and the top constraint should be the first floor, which is basically the floor that's above it, this floor. And then you should put a top offset, which is this cap that I did, of negative 0.3. 0.3 because the slabs, the regular slabs, I want them to be 0.3. So I don't want my wall to cut through the slab. That's why I'm going to put negative 0.3. Negative, so it will come down. If it's positive, it will go up with the offset. So depending on what's my top constraint level, it will go above it or below it, depending on the negative. So in these, you can also use, you can press on the wall and press right click and press create similar. In that case, all of the settings that you did on this wall will come on your wall as well. I can choose this one. And it's a pentagon, I believe, but this pentagon. You can make it a pentagon, I guess. Okay. so on. So apart from these, you see all of them are flipped. So you have to flip them. So for example, I want to show something here. So you can see they're all straight. So they're vertical. So you can change it from here to slanted. And you can put an angle. So I want negative 0.3. Or let's put positive 1, 2, 3. So you have to do it for each. This. Good. So it will make it into, you can see it will be an interesting shape. If you go from here, it will look like this. You go here, it looks like this. They're not straight. They're slanted. Besides these options, you have the rest of them, which helps you to get the rest of the things, but usually pick ones is the fastest way. Pick face is basically if you use it when you have a mass and you want to have, say for example, you have a curvy wall and you don't know how to make it. So you just make the mass and then choose the faces with the mass. I know it doesn't hurt any of them. And you just pick face and you choose the faces. Just click on the faces and it will show you how to do it. I'll show it in the mask episode. There we are. You can change the color, then change the components, you can change the thickness. The walls are very flexible.